Whatever it is. They'll score goals.
Right.
England's defender, that stone wins the slowness. Oh, you're asking me live?
We are live, but
we
can start with Euro. That's okay. That's how we start every
that's
evening.
okay.
No, before we get to the cricket, we were just making our predictions of Euro. Rajdeep's already not only predicted, he's even given us a scoreline, 3-0.
The scoreline was just to throw in the hope that there'll be goals. But look, I've been just so impressed. From the first match I saw Spain, I think that was a couple of weeks ago. Not sure who it was against. Their very first game.
Croatia.
They just
3-0.
moved. Yeah, Croatia, I know, had the great Modric and others. I mean, it's a team possibly on decline. But either way, the Spanish just played with so much of youthful energy and exuberance. I think that's the big difference in Euro. The younger teams are players who at the end of a long season still have the energy, maybe not played 90 minutes for their respective club sides. So they've come fresher and hungrier. So I'm backing Spain to... England can keep hoping, it's coming home, it's not coming home. I hope not, at least.
Hope a repeat of 2021 is working.
Which is?
England losing.
To Italy. Yeah. Of course.
I mean, that was, that I don't think that Italian team was sort of great or anything. I mean, that was just a Euro played in the backdrop of COVID. But this, I think, the Spanish have shown right through this tournament, they're a cut above anybody else they've played.
And England have had an easier group.
100%.
Spain came through a tougher group.
Yeah, I mean, that the entire half was badly
Italy, Croatia, Spain, Germany, that was the group for them.
Yeah, they've and the fact is, I just loved 2 nights ago Yamal, because when a young kid comes, he makes a legend like, or not legend, but a star like Mbappe look old and tired.
And he's 25, if I'm not mistaken. Mbappe.
Yeah, Mbappe. That's what I'm saying. Mbappe looked like so yesterday.
No,
because
Mbappe's 23.
No, it was 23.
He's 20, no, he was
25.
Because
he's 24, 25.
Yeah.
Because when he scored the goal in the 2018 thing, he had matched Pele as the youngest at 17 to score in 2018.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's check.
No,
he's 25. There we go.
25. There you are.
Because he was 23 at the World Cup.
No, Pele still has that record.
Yeah.
Pele had the record, which Yamal has broken for
That took for knockouts.
For a knockout.
For World
not
Cup,
World Cup.
17 years something that Pele.
That remains 15.
Yeah. That'll be tough to bring. But you got to take these ages with a pinch of salt as well, I guess.
Equatorial.
To be fair, Yamal definitely looks his age.
Yamal.
Yeah,
he looks 16.
No, it's great.
He's the Sachin who actually looks 16.
Yes.
Unlike the Pakistani cricketers who are 16, 17, 18.
Yeah, but this World Cup's got a couple. There's that Turkish guy also was very good. The young Turk.
AajTak.
Terrific. So every team has thrown up. Most of the teams are throwing up 1 or 2 young guys. And those are the guys doing well because they've got the energy, I think, to play at the end of a long season. So I'm backing Spain.
Okay, let's get to the topic at hand, which is, of course, cricket. And there's a big controversy brewing because it's been on for a few days. And, it's pretty much, Rajdeep, I don't know if you've been following, it kind of becomes a slanging match between the media of both countries. So you started with Pakistani media coming out that we've submitted the schedule, ICC is given a go ahead, India have no option but to come to Pakistan now. Lahore is where they're going to be playing the game, so no more backing out. Then the Indian media comes up with news reports. It's always the sources that say no chance, India is not going there. So where we stand at the moment, and none of us are geopolitical experts as Rajdeep is, so he can tell us even the political side, because that happens to take precedent over the cricketing logic. Where do you think we are? Do you see any chance of India playing on Pakistani soil?
I was having, by the way, chocolate while...
Fruit and nut.
While the sports team was healthy, so they were having bread omelette. When Nikhil
no bread.
Okay,
only
just omelette. So
no carbs.
So there was a Nikhil told me what the topic was, and it's a topic which has over the years fascinated me. But I think the jury now, unfortunately, is settled, which was out earlier. India won't go to Pakistan in a hurry now. There was a time when these were debatable issues. We used to actually conduct primetime debates, and there used to be varying opinion. Now you find, even today I was listening to Omar Abdullah, Farooq Abdullah, Kashmir leaders who in the past would say we have to talk to Pakistan, you can't move ahead without dialogue, saying now no, we can't go to Pakistan, tali do haath se bachti hai. There you got it. Omar Abdullah on India-Pakistan ties. the fact is you're putting the onus on Pakistan. We've had 5 terror attacks in the space of a month in Jammu. There's an election there, hopefully in September. So the atmosphere is not conducive at the moment to have a cricket sort of bonhomie with Pakistan, which is a pity. I think where I come from is the romantic in me says some of the best moments that I've seen of cricket, and I'm going back now to the late 70s, that Zaheer Abbas, destroying our spinners, then Imran bowling to Gavaskar, then that great inning of Gavaskar in his last test innings against Kadir and Qasim.
Bangalore.
The memories are great. I mean, one of the best memories I have is in Lahore. Rahul Dravid, who's in the news, he and Mohammad Kaif taking us to victory.
Fourth ODI,
the final one. I think Inzamam scored 100.
100, yes.
And I was there, and it was just fantastic to be in a crowd with Pakistanis and India winning, and this Pakistani giving a flag to my young son who was 8 or 9 years old. These are memories for a lifetime. It will be a pity if we don't play, but I don't see it happening, Nikhil.
Okay, I'm going to ask you 2 questions. Looking at it from a cricketing point of view, you say that maybe the atmosphere isn't correct at the moment for this to happen. The first bit is going to be how do you think India is going to wriggle out of it? Because still now the stance has been, and because this cross-border terrorism thing is nothing new, right? This is a stance that India has had for a very long. But till today, you've been saying, okay, see, we will play with Pakistan so long as it's a multi-nation tournament. When it comes to bilateral, we're not going to have any sort of relation with them. Now, if the geopolitical scenario is such that you do not want to play cricket with Pakistan, then what changes when that match is on Indian soil, and what changes when that match is on Pakistani soil? So either you do not play with them at all, no matter what the scenario, or you say, okay, which is the other thing, that okay, no bilateral, but of course it's an ICC tournament, what do you do? So then how do you wriggle out of that situation?
By saying that Pakistan is the host, right? We will not go and play in Pakistan. It's not just play with Pakistan, but in Pakistan. So we will play with Pakistan everywhere else in the world during an international tournament, but we will not play in Pakistan. I think they've offered a hybrid model, saying India's matches will be in the UAE or wherever else.
Sri Lanka.
And, when is this tournament? Early next year. By February, March. By then, Jai Shah will probably be the president of the ICC. India's clout will have only increased even further within the ICC. So, Nikhil, I really don't see anyone being able to sort of stop India from saying, look, we won't come to this tournament if it's only going to be played in Pakistan. And the world will have to agree to what India does. I have huge problems with all of that. I said this on on my Twitter timeline, the way this West Indian tournament was organized. I mean, nowhere else in the world, team number 1 plays team number 1 only because it's preordained. India plays Australia. All that rubbish has to stop. India has to play international tournaments like they should be, with a level playing field, no advantage.
No, but what advantage would you say? I mean, to decide a seeding is pretty much, so that still doesn't guarantee India goes through the next round. It's pretty much to sort out the logistics as to how fans can travel or whatever.
Doesn't happen in any other global tournament.
Yeah, I think, primarily because one is the logistic thing, and the second is that if you are seeded, that doesn't mean you go to the next round. You lose, the team that beats you takes that seeding. So it's happened in 2007, if you remember. India got knocked out round 1, and Bangladesh took that seeding and played those exact same matches.
Not ideal. Not ideal is all I'm saying. Not ideal.
So the second point was, one, you're saying, okay, the difference here is that, okay, multi-nation tournaments, India has said, yes, we'll play, but because this is in Pakistan, we don't want to play on the Pakistan side. So that, I'm guessing the reason behind that is going to be security concerns for the team, and you do not want to be playing.
That's a bad reason at the moment.
No, so on Pakistan soil, what changes? I
think it would be seen as giving, since the tournament would be organized effectively by the Pakistani state, we refuse to deal with the Pakistani state. So I think that is a more logical reason, that we have a problem with the Pakistani state. Pakistani state is sponsoring terrorism across the border, and therefore we won't play. I think that's a good reason. Security concerns, I think, were there. I think Pakistan could well claim, India can't use that as an excuse because all the other countries are coming. Why should India be special? Of course, we will turn around and say Indians particularly feel targeted, but historically we've not. It's just the opposite. I mean, the one country where the khatirdari is maximum that I've seen is Pakistan for Indians. I used to keep telling my friends in the 90s, it was the best country to go and do journalism in, only country obsessed with India. I mean, I'll never forget, there was this election, Sharif, Imran's first election, 96 or 97, general election, Sharif Benazir Bhutto. And there was this large press conference and everybody scrambling over very few chairs and all. And Nawaz Sharif sees me right at the back and says, "Arey, आप पीछे क्यों हैं? आप तो आगे आइए." So all those poor Pakistani journalists scrambling over each other now, but Indians have to be given special khatirdari. Look, as I said, the romantic in me regrets the fact that we can't play, but the practicality is that the relationship is in an abyss, in a very dark abyss.
So my question to that is that, okay, fine. So now I'm trying to, gauge what the issue is. So you say, okay, India is not going to go because they do not want to engage with Pakistani state, right?
Yeah.
Because they're organizing it, we don't want to have anything to do with it. Just because we covered that story, this is about 4 months ago, the Indian Davis Cup team, which is also a national team, traveled to Pakistan, and they could not travel just like that. They had to get a clearance from the Home Ministry. They got a clearance from the Home Ministry, and that's when they went there. I know that people will say, okay, cricket is much more high profile than tennis is, but it's still your national team. And the point here is not how big the sport is. The point is that if you do not want to engage with them, you don't want to have anything to do with them, then why would you allow even an engagement, whether it's at a cultural level, whether it's at a sporting level, and if that sporting level is your national tennis team, how is that different to your national cricket team not going there?
That's a good point. I mean, why did we go for the Davis Cup and not? But then the truth is cricket is cricket.
No, and there is a simple answer to the Davis Cup thing. Over there in the sport of tennis, you have no clout. That might offend people, but it's true. The only reason you travelled is because the ITF told you don't travel, you forfeit the points. And you would have lost the chance to get promotion into World Group 1, which is the major sticking point, which is the only reason they sent a team. Here, sport is run by
So
India.
what you're then telling me that our stance towards Pakistan is conditional. Yes. So if we stand to lose in the sporting scenario,
100%.
then we are okay to send a team. But when we have nothing to lose, then we are going to. But I don't know.
No, if Pakistan was running, if Pakistan was running ICC and not India, Pakistan would call the shots.
Correct.
At the moment, India calls the shots. So,
No, but Raja, I tell you what, I'm not for once saying that India should go and play in Pakistan. I think there are better experts, geopolitical experts who understand that better, and they should take a call. My only thing is that we have to decide that, okay, if the geopolitical experts and the political experts feel no, nothing to do with them till such time cross-border terrorism stops, I as an Indian, okay, thumbs up, I follow you, I understand you, and I'm ready to support my country. But then there has to be a consistency. Then what I would want is that my tennis team also doesn't travel, nothing to do. Then what I would want is, I wouldn't want a Pakistani team coming here and playing a game in Ahmedabad as well. I'll say no. If this is our stance and you know it better, and this is for the betterment of our country, then yes, I am with it. You forfeit that game in Ahmedabad. Let the 2 points go. Because for me, then my country comes above those 2 points.
No,
but that's what I'm saying. Well,
England have forfeited games against Zimbabwe in a World Cup.
That is the thing. It was Zimbabwe.
Hey, I'm just saying, if
Because
you wanted to, you could still do it.
See, when Pulwama happened, there was a big
2019.
that you shouldn't play the game in Old Trafford.
You
But
still did.
didn't you play? Broadcaster pressure, revenue pressure, money pressure ensures that all these kind of geopolitical things, plus the fake jingoism that goes, oh, we beat them on the field.
Not just that, it
well,
also
then that's your
ensures.
best opportunity. I'd say if you believe in that we'll beat them, we'll show them their place. Go to Lahore,
Pakistan and do it.
Gaddafi Stadium. Let everyone see that.
That's a very problematic
The world today
name.
has forgotten the lessons of South Africa. There was universal boycott of South Africa.
Apartheid, right? Yeah.
From 1970. Some nations divided, they got sanctioned. For example, 1976, when New Zealand, the All Blacks team went to South Africa, all the African nations boycotted Montreal. So,
no, but that was because it was a global boycott, right?
It was.
I mean, apartheid is often cited, if you could do it during apartheid, can't you do it to Pakistan at the moment the world comes? But the world is not together on this
Exactly,
issue.
that's the
right?
problem.
I mean, apartheid was morally seen as repugnant by the entire world, which is not the case.
This is more like an Indo-Pak.
This is seen as an Indo-Pak thing, so the rest of the world is not going to join you in any boycott of Pakistan. All the other countries will go and play the Champions Trophy in Pakistan. You can't afford, you don't want that to happen, so you're proposing using your clout in the ICC as a hybrid.
standing is very weak Because Pakistan came here, okay, but that was also, we saw a drama what happened. Last moment. Only after the clearances came did Pakistan come.
No, look at the hypocrisy of it all, which I will come to the troubling part, since you said that there are these seedings. All these seedings are all very well. How is it that in every ICC tournament, India and Pakistan are in the same
There
group?
is those groups are made on vibes.
No, what kind of rubbish is this? Which tournament? I mean, whether you're Champions League, all that, you draw lots. You have a tournament proper.
Nothing.
How is Euro soccer happening? How is World Cup? Who comes first? You're saying the seedings. It's logistics. What's the logistics here? It's pure commerce.
Also, look at the group which India have been placed in for the Champions Trophy. It was reported by news agencies. It's India, Pakistan, New Zealand, and Bangladesh. Okay, you may as well just pave the red carpet. Please go to the semis.
I mean, 20
No, don't take that.
No, New Zealand is a good side. No.
In ODIs, they're going to be very transitional. And Bangladesh and ODIs are terrible. Sorry.
But that apart, this whole thing, at one level, don't play with Pakistan, right? At another level, you're making sure every tournament you play with Pakistan. India is there in the ICC. Why doesn't India say, in the group stage, we will not play with them? No, you will want to play with them, whether it's in Ahmedabad. That's where the hypocrisies are there all across. I feel sad again, as I said, because I think we've reached a stage where it's impossible to separate Indo-Pak relations from sport. Perhaps it's always been the case, but it's even sharpened further. And I think an entire generation or two is going to miss the idea of playing each other regularly. I mean, you could argue that why can't you play on a neutral ground, right? You don't want to play in Pakistan, go and play each other in a neutral ground test matches. Why don't you play test matches? Forfeiting points. You should be playing Pakistan. They're also a full test playing nation.
Adam Gilchrist has given an offer. He said, I'll arrange MCG. Yeah. Please bring India, Pakistan. I'll organize everything.
Nick Hockley, the chairman of Cricket Australia, has been proposing this for ages.
In the commerce WTC cycles, it's no coincidence that India have not wanted to play Pakistan in the two WTC cycles.
Yeah, because you don't have bilateral relations.
Actually, I was going to do this as my topic today. I think it would be a more interesting topic for the 9 p.m. news than NEET. I've been doing a lot of topics around NEET. I should have got the sports today.
See, because what happens is when you sit here, sometimes Rajdeep, that happens, right? When you engage in a conversation, you end up picking up a lot more things.
Listen, I'm going to, I'm going to quit because I've got unfortunately terrible 9 p.m. news to do.
Yes.
But, I hope you guys can find a via media. By the way, Nikhil's got a direct connect to Jay Shah. I've written a column, by the way, for a newspaper on this whole thing of what I thought about a few things, and they're not carrying it, I guess. So I'm now going to convert it into a video blog.
But you can always put it out on a website. There are always websites that carry that.
Yeah, there'll be some website.
Because I've had that issue. There was something that I had written which a newspaper had firstly sanctioned, but after reading the piece said no, then I put it out on a website.
If you have X Premium, which I'm sure you do, it allows you can put the whole thing on X. Easy as you like.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I have X Premium. So I'm going to do that. No,
I know he does because he's verified. So
but I also can just put out a blog, right? I can just put out a video blog.
You can.
I do my weekly video blog, so I put it out there. And the good thing is news has got democratized. I remember 20 years ago, you had no such option. So maybe you guys have changed the rules of the game.
So once you do the
you do this every day?
Yes. Every single
and once you do your video blog, you can even share it with us. We'll put it out on Sports.
You will? Okay, great. I'll send it to you. Yeah. I'll do that. So Monday you'll have it in text form also? You'll use text?
No, we don't use video.
Oh, but I'll give you the video blog.
Yeah,
great. You can cross-post.
Yes, 100%. Done.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
See, we have a younger replacement for Rajdeep.
We've done a substitution. Hold up the board. In you come.
Just a couple of things that I wanted to say about. See, again, while Rajdeep was there, I wanted to pick his brain. But, not for once, and I don't want people to get it wrong, that I was advocating that you play India-Pakistan. I'm playing the devil's advocate. I really want to understand what the situation is. Because there are two ways of looking at it. One is through the political prism, which I do not understand very well, and there are better experts. And I am ready to follow that. I think this is a geopolitical scenario is ahead, takes precedent over a cricketing logic. We only understand sport, I only understand sport. And my sporting logic was only that listen, if you have decided, and the wiser men who are much wiser than me decide that no, we should not have this, right? And there is a lot of cross-border terrorism, there are issues, no. Then I would want, and I'm only saying as a sports fan, then do not have India-Pakistan play anywhere in the world.
Yes.
Then you stick to it saying, no, we don't want to play. Forfeit points, do whatever, ensure that groupings are not the way that they are, and various other things. You stick your neck out and say, I'm all for it. If that means you're forfeiting points or whatever, you do that. Secondly, if that is your belief, I am a nationalist in that sense. I don't want any of my teams to go, because I love my tennis team as much as I love my cricket team. I love various other teams. Now, it's because you, as Shane points out, there were issues with the Indian tennis thing. Let that not take precedent over what our national policy is. If our national policy says no, sporting relations, fine. No traveling to Pakistan, fine. I have no issues with it. I'll follow whatever the country decides. In that sense, I do not want my other sporting teams also to become scapegoats, that they will go because nobody will notice, so they are high profile, so let them go play. No, they should not go. But if you are allowing my other teams to go and play, national teams at that, not even like school teams or age group team, which is another matter, a national team to go, and if they are going, then you can't have double standards for cricket. And secondly, if you are playing them in multinational tournaments everywhere in the world, then I don't see what is the issue, whether playing them in Pakistan, Timbuktu. Yeah, the only way you should not play in Pakistan if there is genuine security concern, and if the security agency says no, the lives of our players are in danger, then I'm again eyes closed, don't go, because I don't want our players to have any sort of an issue. Nothing should keep them away from harm's way. Just ensure they don't go. If that's the issue, go for it. But otherwise, I fail to see, because a lot of things don't add up, and I'm only trying to look at logic and everything being same.
See, we all want that situation that yes, either you do it all or don't do it at all. Okay? But where this plan is derailed is because of the greed. It's the greed factor. Everybody markets it as India versus Pakistan all the time. Is it any coincidence that the last time we didn't play them in ICC was way back in 2010?
So tell me, Siddharth, can money supersede your country?
Yes. In the case of India-Pakistan,
no. Well, then they should be taken to task. So if money is superseding you and you're conveniently trying to play them together because there's a commerce involved, there's finance involved, whatever, and so then interest of the country is supreme. Whatever is your decision is that. Then you be in a scenario, you say forget the commerce. Indian cricket, you think, cannot survive without an India-Pakistan international match? Of course it can.
It is. It's thriving.
Yeah, well then,
it will flourish.
Yes. No, even if it does not flourish, there will be a dent. 100% there will be a dent. Let's not fool ourselves. India-Pakistan game is the biggest draw, the kind of money that you draw in, and everyone benefits. Of course there will be a dent. But that dent should not act as a deterrent if in your mind your country is first. If your country is first, then all these financial deterrents can be there, should not bother you. But that's my thing. If commerce is the thing.
Commerce is the thing. Because see, in 2016, in 2019, every single time, all this 17 also. Every filibustering that has been done at this point.
In fact, go back. I think 15 was when this trend started.
Yeah.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, because in 11...
16.
No, see, in 11, why I'm saying 15... Oh, in 15 you faced them in the group?
Yeah, but then there was no, you may say, political tension that was there, but no terror attack. 16, there was a terror attack.
No, I'm not talking about the this thing side of thing. I'm talking
group
about
stages.
Yeah, about
13
ICC.
also you faced, 12 you faced.
So see, it started from there. 11 was the last time it didn't happen organically. 11, you faced them in the semis. So that was the knockouts. That is a whole different situation. But you're right, from 12, 13, 14, 15. Since then, they've always been grouped together. Exactly. It's not a coincidence. And you know that's what they're doing.
But don't you think the problem with, deciding altogether not playing against Pakistan, I agree with Nikhil sir here a lot that if you're playing them, then play them everywhere and go there also and play them. But if you decide not to play them, firstly the issue of marketing and all of that, you had the game in New York, just a very big reason for, I feel, more than having spreading the game in USA, just to market it, that India, Pakistan and New York was also very big marketing perspective in that sense. So you're already doing that. But if you decide to altogether not play them in even in ICC tournaments, and you know withdraw your points and let them take the points, but if you end up meeting them in the knockout stages, then you'll have to do the same thing. You'll have to, then when it comes to having your country first, then that thing could backfire on you. Then you will have to walk out of a tournament.
No, see that all those things backfire if the ICC took a stance. Let's say, for example, those things you have to consider is if, let's say, the ICC said, listen, we are doing a tournament in Pakistan, and you have to make it, and if India then decide, then there'll be sanctions and various other things, then those things come. But let me tell you in on something that I had picked up. I was traveling for the World Cup, and you do end up meeting a lot of important people who are going to be, I'm looking them as neutrals because they are part of the ICC. So they're not India or Pakistan, because no point talking to somebody involved with Indian cricket. They will obviously say things that benefit them. No point talking to someone in Pakistan cricket because they're only going to say things that benefit them, right? So I'm giving you a neutral perspective where things stand right now. And while I know it's going to come to head where it will be India, Pakistan, where things stand right now, and this is something that I'd even told some of our Pakistani journalists when we were there, and they were saying that it's all decided, they are coming, and I told them that believe you me, that it's not as easy as what you think. So it's not just about Indian team traveling. I'm telling you this, watch out for the next few weeks and months. I am not sure if the tournament happens in Pakistan, the entire tournament. I'm saying forget even a hybrid model, because again, and I'm looking at a few things that were told to me. This is not something that I'm aware of. I'm not an expert. I'm only quoting things that were told to me from people within the group that is going to take a call. And that, by the way, Rajdeep points out that by the time the tournament comes, Jay Shah is going to be there, but that's later. I'm telling you the reality now. Forget even before Jay Shah takes over or BCCI folks are powerful there. Not even now, the ICC are not 100% convinced that they can have a tournament in Pakistan. I'll give you reasons for that. Since 2009, they've found it very tough to organize tournaments. They've made progress in the last few years. They started with PSL, few games of PSL, then having an entire PSL there. Of course, they've started, then they slowly and gradually starting with a team like Zimbabwe. West Indies have graduated to teams like Australia and New Zealand, all coming there. But you remember, even there, it's not always been 100%. You've had a scenario where I think it was New Zealand that came back. They
withdrew at the last moment.
They withdrew. I'm saying that is also when it's down to a bilateral, where you can still focus on security issues and various other issues. When you're looking at a multi-team tournament, one of them, I'm saying in a scenario that you're having there, one of them being India and all of those things, as much as Pakistan would, I'm not saying that they'll slack in providing security, they'd go the full distance to provide security. But do you think the ICC will have that kind of confidence? Do you think ICC is seen enough to be fully confident to allow Pakistan to be holding that tournament? Do you know what will be at stake for ICC if something untoward was to happen? So these are things which I'm just telling you now that ICC has been considering. They're going to have multiple trips there to look at the security scenario, to be first fully convinced. What has happened till now is that PCB, as is the norm, have just submitted the schedule as they have to as host sport. Not once have you heard from anyone in the ICC or various other players, giving you a go ahead, saying, yeah, we are happy. None of that has happened. So I'm saying that many a slip between the cup and the lip. There's a fair amount of distance that needs to be covered even before you reach an India-Pak fight. Tu me, or you're right, I am wrong, you are doing this to us, you are being unfair, I'm fair. First, even the neutral body, the game's governing body has to be convinced, and I'm just telling you as the situation is right now, even that is not 100% sure.
I mean, did the ICC really have a foresight into this? I'll tell you why. Because you know that there are existing tensions between India and Pakistan. And it's been there. It's not like it's suddenly come like a flash in the pan. It's been there for a good decade. Good decade and a half, there have been tensions. India don't play Pakistan bilaterals, they only play in major ICC events, that too in a neutral venue. Now, when the Champions Trophy thing was announced, host Pakistan 2025, what were they thinking? How could you announce Pakistan as a host knowing fully well that the economic superpower of the game has got a tension, has got a problem with Pakistan? Why did they want to start the fire themselves? You should have thought about it, right? Now you're
They'll say we didn't start the fire, it was always burning. And
it
so
was
on.
always burning, but then you added ghee to the fire. Now you've got the headache of hybrid model, you've got the headache of, okay, maybe it might not be held in Pakistan. Why? For 27 years now, for 28 years, Pakistan's not hosted an ICC event. The last time they co-hosted it was 1996.
No, they were given 2008, that got cancelled.
Cancelled.
2008, they were to hold the Champions Trophy.
Yeah.
The
it
same
got to
tournament.
South Africa.
Yeah, it got cancelled.
Yep. They could have hosted even 2011. But
And
because of the
might I add, that was before the 2009 attacks.
Yeah, that was before Lahore.
Yes.
That's the thing. But again, if you're talking about Siddharth, to add to your point, I can also then pinpoint and pivot and put the blame back on the people running the sport in our country. Why wait till now to raise this issue?
Exactly.
Did you not know? How long have we known now that Pakistan are going to be the hosts?
But to be just because I'm just telling you because I've had those conversations, so it's not that. See what the BCCI is saying at the moment, that we have never even now, by the way, you're not hearing anything from the BCCI.
Yeah.
So BCCI is saying, and they've maintained that for the longest time, we have nothing. See, it's ICC's job to announce a tournament. They announce the tournament, right? It's our job to send the team, and we cannot tell ICC where to organize it, where not to organize it. The only control we have is on sending the team. That also is not entirely up to us. We have to wait for instructions because the relations between India, Pakistan. Every other tournament we can take a call, but we've been categorically told, and it's got nothing to do with, by the way, Jai Shah, this government, that government. That has been the norm now for
10 years.
Yeah, more than that.
It was
More than that. So, what BCCI is saying that, listen, we are a games governing body in India. We know that the next champion trophy is there. We are supposed to send a team. But as is the protocol, every time we have to send a team to Pakistan, we have to get a go-ahead from the ministry. We put in an arzi, a request. This is coming up. The Home Ministry advises us what to do and we follow. They are saying that even now. They are not saying that we are cancelling it, we want a highway. So they will go to the Home Ministry. Home Ministry will tell them what we are saying, that I don't see the Home Ministry change its stance. Though, interestingly, the same Home Ministry allowed the tennis team to go there. But I will say the only official, and I think we should pay heed to that, the only official statement that has come from the ministry, which is now going to be taking a call, came about 2-3 months ago via your sports minister then. So when he says something, I take it that it's coming, it's not his personal opinion, because he represents the dispensation. He's going to be talking for them. 2-3 months ago, and people can check that out, it's our job to follow every statement. So I remember, you can see it if you remember, where Anurag Thakur said there is no question. He was a sports minister.
Yes.
He's a union minister. No question of sending. Now I, as a reporter or as a fan or whatever, have to take that as an official statement from the government. He may not be the sports minister now, but he is part of the same party which are still in power in the country, at the center. So then that's the only official statement that's come. What we are telling you, which I just told you a few things about the ICC, which we have also been telling you on Sports Today, is something that we are picking up from our sources within the ICC, within the BCCI. And our job is not to push an opinion. I repeat, our job is not to push an opinion. It's not my opinion that I want you to understand ki nahi ja rahi team. It's not Siddharth's opinion we're saying nahi ja rahi. It's not our job. What we are trying to, because there will be people who may hate on us, there will be people who will support us, don't either support us or hate us. What we're just telling you is what we have picked up or what is being thought of right now. And that is exactly what we're conveying to you. We're still the messenger. You may like the message, you may dislike it. The only other opinion was what we discussed earlier on, where I can't really wrap my head around as to what is that one, path or you're not a plan, but
the way ahead.
Yeah, not even the way ahead, but what is your stance as such?
Stance?
Yeah. I want some clarity. I'm okay with whatever the country decides, as I said. No cricket, happy with it. World doesn't come to an end. We'll watch
you
cricket
are this
other
current
places.
situation, as it has happened in the past, you are baking the cake and eating it too. You are putting across your point, egoistically you're getting Pakistan down and making them grovel or do whatever you want to do at that point in time. But at the same time, you're also ensuring that commerce doesn't suffer. So you humiliate them. You keep on saying, you keep them on pins. Okay, we're not going to go. We're going to threaten you. We're on hybrid model. You want this until the very last moment. Okay, India, Pakistan, lots of commerce. So we will play.
Let me now, turn the narrative. Let me ask you from the other point of view. Like, and everyone, let's say India does not, which is looking highly likely at the moment, India doesn't travel to Pakistan. So you have to do a hybrid model or whatever else, or maybe the entire tournament is played somewhere else, whatever happens. My point is, Pakistan, the noises that are coming from across the border, whether it's obviously the authority, it's only coming via the media, where they are, upset, saying, no, we're not going to allow this to happen, enough is enough, this, that, whatever. My point is, what stops Pakistan from not playing a game against India if commerce is involved? Tali, they say, do haath se bachti hai. So if you think that commerce is important, and in ICC tournaments, whatever, the big draw is India, Pakistan, 50% of the revenue, the tournament comes because take that out. What stops Pakistan then from saying, okay, Tali jo do haath se, we refuse to do it. We don't want to play. No, my only point is, if you are so bullish about, this is going to happen, they are going to come here, then you put your foot down.
Exactly. One Thali has got greed. One Thali has got desperation. Now, in the case of we know who is the greed and who is the desperation in this particular point in time. How will anybody stand up to India's financial clout? Because we all praised, the tournament, like an Asia Cup, the tournament needs a reserve day between India and Pakistan. Sri Lanka and Bangladesh cannot have any kind of objection.
T20 World Cup.
Yeah.
Extra time, reserve time during rain days. Don't remind me of that.
Exactly. There, nowadays, you are going way out. The talk that, you shouldn't play cricket at all. It's not happening because every year commerce is increasing.
Let me hear from the two of them. Why do you think Pakistan doesn't put its foot down?
Because quite frankly, they need the money more than India does, and that's a sad reality. That is how the thing goes. And I mean, see, this is something that it might not make sense, but I've seen it happen enough in sport. I do follow a lot of, say, combat sport. So you see it happen in boxing also. The most heated rivals, when it comes down to agreeing the nitty-gritty of the purse they get and stuff like that, are the best of friends. Yeah, they'll want to pound each other when they get to the ring. But they will agree, this is the winner's purse, this is the basic purse. Their financials are very sorted. It's the same here. Yeah, there might be enmity, there might be a rivalry, but they have to sort that out. And there's no way Pakistan will do it. They're in the desperate situation.
And we've seen a lot of such statements from Pakistan earlier also. I remember during the Asia Cup also, they were very rigid of getting India there, and they were like, if India doesn't want to come, then they can quietly walk out of the tournament. And even now there are statements from across the border that if India doesn't come, then we can have Sri Lanka as the team who would qualify and India can stay. But I've also seen Pakistan, change their stance, like they had to eventually travel for the Asia Cup also to play India, and all the teams had to travel. So at the end of the day, it's India, who has that upper stake as far as this is concerned. And also what Shane sir mentioned, even they need the money more than India does.
But then I appeal to, if we are nationalists, I'm sure folks across the border are also nationalists. Then let their media and let their fans question their board. See, if nation comes first, as every one of us says, everyone will say like that for their country. Then they should, instead of questioning what the BCCI does, the BCCI will do what is in favor of Indians or what favors their cricket. The question should be asked of PCB then. See, if you think there has been injustice being meted out to you, then you put your foot down. All I'm saying is that, and it is for fans for both sides of the border, you should actually question your boards and say that don't play with our emotions, boss. You, for the commerce, want to play sometime, don't want to play sometime. You tell us a picture, and I'm sure fans would be ready to take whatever it is. I, as a fan, I enjoy India-Pakistan cricket. I would want India-Pakistan cricket to happen. But if I'm told by people, as I mentioned earlier, who understand the geopolitical situation better, and they tell me that no, this has to stop because that cross-border terrorism needs to stop and so on and so forth, and we don't want to play. Not for once will I complain. I don't think Shashwat will complain, Shane, Siddharth. No problem, man. India, it's a sport. It's not a matter of life and death. Matter of life and death is what happens on the border, and if that is an issue, everyone will support. But all I'm saying is, but don't play with the emotions.
Exactly.
Don't make it when we want to use it, when we don't want
And
to.
the thing with India, it's a very interesting thing. You said nation first. Honestly, when has India and the Indian cricket fan put nation first? In the case of Pakistan.
Of course they do. Every
No,
match.
never. The outrage is convenient. It is convenient and fickle and restricted to only your computer screen, and that's it. Because, okay,
No, what do you want them to do? Go to the border and start
go
fighting?
to
also?
the board vehemently.
We have seen a
and
Pakistani player do that though.
Go to the
What, who?
BCCI.
Go on the border and do that celebration.
That
Arre,
was-
that's celebration, na?
That's celebration. He means actual
doesn't
war.
even Go there. He wants them fans.
Why
to do-
can't? No, why can't people come together as a unit, which is asking for too much anyway?
No, but Siddharth, that's wishful thinking. Where does it ever happen where everyone comes
pressure the
together?
BCCI and the government. Put your foot down. Don't send the team. But no,
No, but fans are saying that. But see again,
That
don't
will
be
not
harsh on
happen.
you go. Oh, fans cannot do anything, na. They can. You and I can only say. Eventually, the decisions are taken on the top.
And India is getting what India wanted. India got that in the Asia Cup
Yeah.
also, and I think even now India is going to get what they
So
want.
they're having their cake and eating it too.
100%.
But it's more about Pakistan now. What Pakistan should do now is that they should clearly, if they actually said, if they meant that if India is not coming, even we are not going to play, then even in the Champions Trophy, even now you know what will happen. The venue will change, and now again you will see Pakistan coming and playing India. So then they should not do that. Now if they have said, come out, and they are making a mockery out of themselves.
You're sure this is going to happen?
They did. See, I saw this in the Asia Cup, and I'm pretty sure I could.
No, you may be
There was
right.
big bluster, but they
Yeah.
still quietly traveled to Colombo.
That's
Yeah.
what I said.
And even they had to suffer with the kind of traveling they did and all of that, but they did not complain because they knew that they can't do anything.
2,500 kilometers they had to travel back and forth, Lahore to Hambantota to Colombo, and all those kind of things. So the bluster is always there, but it never is backed up with actual action.
No. The bluster is only there for we want to beat them. Much as I doubt right now, because there's no real direction taken by the board or the powers that be. We are happy to go along with this as fans.
The
Yeah.
powers that be will just want, okay, we will show this kind of bluster until November, December, January. Okay. Last moment, okay, we have got Pakistan on the mat, we'll play you. Uppkar.
Okay, before we take questions, prediction, what do you think will be the, look into the crystal ball, what do you think eventually will happen? No tournament, yes tournament, India travels, India doesn't travel, hybrid model, complete tournament out of Pakistan, what does everyone think?
Shashwati, go first.
I'll go first. It's all right. I think it'll be a hybrid model, 2.0. Once you let that cat out of the bag in the Asia Cup, you prove that it can work. So I think they'll go hybrid model.
And Pakistan would agree to it and...
Of course they will.
Okay.
I think a hybrid model, because if the whole tournament, moves out of Pakistan, then Pakistan is going to look like pure jokers here, and that's not what they're going to. That's not what they're going to want, and that's what they did in the Asia Cup also. I think it's exactly what we are going to see. What we saw in the Asia Cup last time, it's going to be the same.
+3. It will be a hybrid model. Because Pakistan don't have any kind of solid footing to counter India.
One, in all of this, you're not forgetting what the new Indian coach had to say. That's also very
yeah.
important.
Yes.
Our producer in Pawan has taken that out very nicely. So, now he's the coach. Earlier he was a commentator, so you
We can
didn't
have it
take
with
his
the
word
audio, yeah.
very seriously. Now he's the coach, so you have to take his word seriously. Can we listen to
Show
it?
the other one. Show the other one.
We can even listen to it.
Oh, we can.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
give
take-
Pawan a second. He's arranging for what...
We have to turn on the audio.
That's okay. We'll allow him that much time. He is showing us and making us listen both audio and visual of the new Indian coach and his thoughts, which are, again, just to let you know, not immediate. They were a few months ago, but that has been his stance for a very long time. So that's not going to change. And so let's listen into what he had to say. Can we now listen to it?
One minute.
जिंदगी से बड़ा नहीं है।
We can start it.
देखिए नहीं होना चाहिए जब तक ये क्रॉस बॉर्डर टेररिज्म नहीं होता। कोई क्रिकेट मैच, कोई भी इवेंट हमारे जवानों की जिंदगी से बड़ा नहीं है।
Whatever they decide is going to be for the betterment of the country, and all of us agree with that. But then you have to have a consistent policy. It's when you're having different yardsticks at different times, it just confuses all of us.
Indeed, indeed.
There is no sound.
No, to the video, I think it was not there in the beginning, right? On the.
Can we check just for safety, sir?
No, the sound is there. I think what he's talking about is the sound of that.
Yeah, that video. Got it.
It wasn't there in the
Yeah.
beginning, right?
Okay.
So Deepu is saying, Nick sir, you're telling us that ICC security team hasn't visited Pakistan yet. But one journalist told that ICC security related team already gave the clearance to host
No,
Pakistan.
sir.
No, Pakistan.
There have. By the way, there have been a team that have visited. I am not denying that, but all I'm saying is that clearance hasn't come.
Yeah, they may have visited, but the clearance is a whole different matter.
Officially, nothing has come out yet. So
By that security, with a lot of people are saying that likh lo, guarantee hai. That tournament is happening.
yeah, because see, all nations have visited Pakistan ever since 2015, except India. Sri Lanka, the original victims of the 2009 Lahore attacks, they have visited twice. And okay, I think even Afghanistan have played a game, but have not played a bilateral series against them. So that's why.
Chalo, on that note, we call it a night.
No, we have something to show before that.
We do?
Acha,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Today Pawan's not on the ball. I had to remind him about our coach.
Sidvi sir's daughter has won an award today. Sidvi sir.
Arre, well done.
Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Well done. Congratulations to her.
Yeah.
Well done. She's living up to the reputation of the class rep. The parent rep. She's a parent rep ka daughter, so she has to be on the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done to her. Many congratulations.
Yes, it was a competition on Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Oh, very nice.
And the theme was how clothes symbolize Atmanirbhar Bharat, the clothes that you make in India. So there was a competition and she won it today, first prize.
She's already winning more prizes than her father ever has.
Of course, yes, she's already got more trophies than I ever had.
There you go.
That's correct.
Okay, lovely note to wind up our show this evening. Thank you everyone for for your company on the Dugout. As usual, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Take care. Bye bye. Good night. Vanakkam. Nandri. Shubhratri. Shabba khair. Eat your vegetables.
And don't trouble your mother.
And don't eat junk food.
I think we need to eliminate
that is
that we
eliminate.
Well, how can we ourselves eat junk food? How can I be advocating
Exactly.
that? What I'm advocating is don't trouble your mother, because we genuinely try not to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even we don't do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Junk food don't add.
Because you also have started eating junk food again.
Yeah.
What?
You
And
were
he
eating
does
Maggi
once in
that
a while.
day.
I've seen him.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And then
But
he's
he
telling
has
everyone else.
Maggi like once in 20
But that's
days.
junk food, 100%.
Yeah.
So then, why are you telling others
so,
what you
yeah.
can't follow?
Okay. Fine.
Bye.
Don't have your cake and eat it too.
I know.